Now they can hear you too.
So was it just charades?
It was like charades for a second there.
So he had the picture, but he didn't have the sound on.
Yeah, well, sound's on now.
Huh.
Run a little slow today.
Really? I think it's back on. It's on now, Mud Pie. He didn't have the microphone on. You know, a few days away and he forgets it all. No trolls. Leslie, go like this. These are the only trolls that are allowed in here. And the trolls that all of our moderators have. They each have their own troll. See, Maria says, good to hear you, Mr. Darrell. Oh, he's up and moving. Yeah, ornery as ever. You got it. Yeah, we went from, he was finally dismissed. Finally
dismissed.
Let loose. Finally let loose at 3 o'clock? 4 o'clock.
4, yeah.
4 o'clock. We waited all day long for one specific doctor. And then the nurse comes in and said, oh, well, since you saw his nurse, you don't have to see him. And his nurse was in like 4 hours previous to this. So, from the hospital, we went to Home Depot. Where else would you go 2 days after you have, or 1 day after you have a pacemaker put in? Home Depot.
I'm
getting looks.
I just bought a little paintbrush.
You just bought a little paintbrush. Yeah, you took back a humongous mower. Yeah, Grandpa's place exactly. And he's been like this for over a month. And it was his medication. Thank you, doctors. That caused it. Exactly. The top half of his heart was not syncing with the bottom half of his heart. And he was 90% blocked.
Well, it was called a full block.
Oh, called a full block, excuse me.
It's called a full block.
Mm-hmm. And then Monday, when the cardiologist came in, well, we'll see how this new medication works, and maybe if it brings up your heart rate where it should be, you won't have to have it. It wasn't a half an hour later that a hospital doctor, I don't know what her, came in. Oh no, you're going to need a pacemaker. Do you not talk to each other at least as you pass out in the hallway? So yesterday morning they came at 11 o'clock and took him, and I walked with him as far as where they went into the room, the hallway where all the operating rooms were for that specific. He was on the ICU floor, and the one nurse took me. She says, well, you'll be waiting down there. See where that sign is? Right to the left of that, there's a family waiting room. Should be about an hour and a half. And we'll come in, and doctor will come in and get you and tell you what was going on, and then he'll be back in his room. Oh, I went to the cafeteria, got something to eat, then I went right back to that family room, sat there and waited, and waited, and waited. So 2 hours. And I was chomping at the bit. Needless to say, I'm not a doctor because I have no patience whatsoever. I stood up, took my purse, promptly walked back to the room, thinking if he wasn't in the room, they were going to really see someone blow up. There it was. The nurses were getting him back in his bed and getting everything set up and all the wires and everything, tubes. He knew I wasn't happy when I walked in that room. Another one.
Yeah, it was.
Right hand didn't know what their left hand was doing. The nurses were great. He had great nurses.
Nurses were very good. I had one phlebotomist that couldn't hit a vein to save her hind end.
Annie Dog was doing a video for you. Oh, we got to see that, June.
But no, it was an experience. But what I want to say first to everybody in here is thank you so much for all your well wishes, your thoughts, prayers, etc. I knew that Sherry had put a couple things up.
Couple.
And, of course, promptly demonetized, I want you to know, but that's beside the point. I
No,
don't care.
Rusty, he did not.
And,
Well, I don't know how many times they tried me, lady, to tell you the truth.
it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me to have all you wonderful folks thinking. We have a great community. I mean, Sherry and I have always, when somebody in our community has had issues, we do what we can within reason. And
Well, I'll tell you all because you are all definitely family, and there's others that aren't in here that are family. But when we came home from our trip a few weeks ago, my morale, would that be what it was, low. Rusty knows this. Although Rusty doesn't know the reason, no, there's only one person that knows the reason. And I was like, I'm done. I didn't want to get on the computer. I didn't chat much with anybody. I stayed in the bedroom, closed the door, stayed in bed, watched TV, ate my meals in the bedroom. 3 days. I was like that.
And I know better than to mess with her.
Rusty, yep, one day I will find out. That's what you think. So, this definitely renewed my faith, I should say, in our community. Don't let one rotten apple spoil everything. Pretty much is what it amounts to be. No?
Well, anyway, one of the other reasons.
Oh no, they weren't hormones. They weren't hormones. Somebody else's, not mine.
One of the other reasons that I wanted to get on here and share with you a little bit what I went through is in the hope that.
Yeah, did you see Angie? Daryl, you're a brother from another mother to me. Love you, man. Now, don't do this again. And I told him, don't do this again. You scared me to death. Don't make me come down there and kick you with my bad leg. But I didn't tell him that, Angie, but I did tell him that you wanted me to give him a kiss, and then you said, no, you better not.
This is, I don't know what brought this on, but it came about within the past 6 months. And the reason I know that is because 6 months ago I had a regular doctor's appointment. And I knew that I had an appointment coming up Monday morning. And I had not been feeling the best. And I mean, Sherry will tell you.
Well, it was noticed in last Monday's, or Tuesday, it was noticed in last Tuesday's live stream. And I forget who it was. It might have been Monday. Somebody was on here and put a note on screen that what's wrong with Daryl? He's breathing funny. I've noticed that for over a month, but couldn't get him in the doctor.
Well, I knew I had a doctor's appointment coming up, but this is the point I want to make to everybody out there.
We treat Daryl would know. One of the ones they changed on him was lisinopril. Lisinopril. One of the side effects is coughing. So from all the live streams we've done, every now and again he'll have coughing fits. That's because of medication, and the doctors knew that, but they wouldn't change it. They did now. Yes, exactly. He was breathing heavy. He couldn't catch his breath. Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
But what I had is what is called a heart block. And a heart block condition comes in 3 degrees, first, second, and third. Mine was the third. It was a complete, total heart block. And what that amounts to is the heart's divided into 4 sections. I'm sure everybody remembers that from school.
Really?
So, yeah. I mean,
in what class? Was that in the dissecting class? I didn't take that class.
It might have been when you were dissecting frogs.
I didn't do that class.
All these people that...
No, mine was general science.
All these people that do chickens and stuff, they know hearts have 4.
I did general science and math. 2 + 2 = 5. I was done. I passed it. I don't care what grade it was.
So anyway, Where in the heck was I?
Full blockage.
Full blockage.
Not syncing.
Okay. Anyway, there's four chambers in the heart, and the upper chambers were not syncing with the lower chambers. There was absolutely no. The electrical extension cord was broken between the top and the bottom. I guess that's the easiest way to say it in a layman's terms. There was nothing going through. So my heart rate was nominally 30 beats per minute. That entire first night in the hospital, it varied between 26 and 31 or 32 beats per minute. And that's just what it was. I didn't hurt. I didn't hurt. I'd had some what I'm going to call breathing issues, but it was like if I walked up a flight of steps. I could say something,
but it wouldn't be G-rated.
If I walked up a flight of steps.
Sorry.
or something, I would be out of breath. I would sit.
The big cat had to label all the parts.
and Sherry said this numerous times. I'd sit here at the computer. I'd go to try to edit something, and I'd literally almost fall asleep. I would just kind of nod off. I was tired. I did, just because I did pull up good old Google here. Let me see if I can find it.
And then some.
So let me.
Ashley wants to know the X-rated stuff. You're probably not old enough yet, Ashley.
I did pull up some of the Google stuff, which I can share here with you about the third degree. I can't pronounce these words, but they call it an AV block, also known as a complete heart block, where the nerve impulse generated in the SA node, or let's say the upper level of the heart, does not travel down to the lower level. So the lower level would continued its beating process, sometimes delaying as much as 20 to 30 seconds between beats. If you've ever been doing something and just had this, like, where your body jumps, a lot of times that's where a lot of people say your heart skips a beat. That's kind of what that is. If I would have had something so simple as Sherry's Fitbit on, I would have been alerted to the fact that my pulse was 32 beats a minute. At that point, you need to get some medical attention. I didn't know it. I had not a clue. I never thought to check my pulse. Just never gave it a thought. I never passed out.
Who thinks to do that?
Yeah, never. You just don't think to check your pulse. So the story is as follows. I got up early Monday morning.
Finally.
With a little assistance. Somebody hollered at me.
After trying to get you up 4 times. But that's beside the point.
And I drove into the doctor's office. And I got there before they opened because I was patient number 1. I don't know what's being said. I probably don't want to know. I was patient number 1. And during over the course of this past 6 months, I also finally turned of age and got my red, white, and blue card. So I have my Medicare card. And I knew I was going to have to go in there and do all this paperwork and stuff with changing from the insurance plans to this, that, and the other thing. And I did that. And some young lady then she comes out to the waiting room and gets me to come back. And that's when they say, how tall are you? And how much do you weigh, and force you to step on this scale, which lies to them all the time. And I was, I thought I was doing pretty good. I mean, I'm not a light person, but it read right in there. After bouncing around, the numbers going around, up and down, it bounced right in at 274, and I thought, well, that's better than 290. So I was happy. And I'm sure you've all seen these little clip things that they put on your finger. This attaches to the end of the finger, and what that does is read the oxygen in your blood, and it also gives the heartbeat. And the oxygen in the blood was just sipping right around in there at 97, 98, so that was okay. And the other number was sitting there going 29, 30, 28, 30, 29. And she goes, this thing can't be right. And this girl's new. So I had a newbie girl checking me in. So she goes and gets another one of those things. And she puts a different one on me. And it's reading exactly the same thing. So she obviously doesn't know what to do. She just can't be right. Takes me back on into the room. And in a very, very short period of time, doctor came in. And we had a discussion. And we had just a very, very short general conversation as we normally do, and then she said, well, I need to check your pulse because I forget the girl's name. What she's telling me just doesn't make a lot of sense. So she comes over and does it the old-fashioned way, and holds onto my wrist, and she's looking at her watch, and I see her gets a different grip on my wrist and looking at her watch, and before long she says, this is not good. We want to I need to do, what is it called, an EKG. I get the letters right, maybe not in the right order, but I'll get the letters right. And so we want to do an EKG on you. So she says, have a seat over here up on the bench where they make you lay down to make you hurt in some way or another. And sticks all these, have me take my shirt off and sticks all these little things on me, and hooks a machine up. And actually, no, she sent another person in to do that, and they did that. They ran the test, and then of course they don't tell you anything. And she took it out to the doctor, and doctor comes back in, and she says, we have a problem. At this point, I'm thinking, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not liking the tone where this is going. And again, I was not feeling sick. I wasn't feeling like I had to throw up. I didn't have a headache. Because I hadn't exerted myself in any way, I was not winded. I felt pretty decent. It was a nice day out. I had plans to come home and do some garden work and what all else. I mean, just, good day. So anyway, it was like, she says, you need to go to the ER. And I said, well, okay. Do I need to go like right now, or is that something I could do later today? Or thinking there's going to be some other tests that she doesn't have the equipment for. She says, no, that means you're going to go right now and you're not driving. So I am relatively certain that no doctor likes to call the squad.
Graham's place, no, he wasn't lightheaded.
No, was not lightheaded at all. No. I'm sure that no doctor likes to call the squad and have the squad come to their office and take somebody out on a gurney. I'm just certain they don't consider that to be good for business. But that's what happened. We had the fire department rolls up, sirens going, two trucks,
well, I was gonna say,
4 guys.
You complained because they didn't do the sirens. They didn't run hot for you from there to the hospital.
Yeah, from there to the hospital, they didn't run hot. They ran hot to get there, which is okay. I don't know, whatever. So, no, they didn't even want me to put myself on the gurney. They wanted to put me on the gurney. I said, listen, I'll lay back on the gurney and you do your thing. So, anyway, they put me on the gurney, loaded me up, and proceeded to wheel me out of the office after banging through every single door at least 3 times. Hit the door and you feel the thing jerking around. The guys have absolutely no sense of driving, but they're doing the best they can, so that's cool. And we're on the way to the hospital. I'm talking with the guy. I mean, I'm feeling okay. I'm alert. I know what's going on. I'm not lightheaded. I'm not dizzy. Nothing. So I'm talking with the guy I'm riding with, and he's telling me, well, we're going to hook up this monitor to you so that if numbers go south a little bit or something, we'll drive faster. We'll turn the lights on. And I said, whatever. But then something else. Anyway, we got to talking. And I said, don't you need to call the hospital? Now, the hospital is, what, 3 miles from the doctor's office? It's only 3 miles from the doctor's office. Mm-hmm. I said, don't you need to call the hospital, tell them you're coming? I used to be on volunteer fire department, so I know a few things that go on behind the scenes. And he says, oh, yeah. So he gets on the phone, and he starts talking to him on the phone and tells him my age and what's going on. And I'm looking out the back of the truck, and I said, I think we're about pulling in, because I'm looking out the back. And he looks up and looks out and says, and we're arriving now on the phone.
And they're real pleased.
And they said something about, well, it'd be nice to give us a little bit more notice. I'm going, this isn't going well.
And this all happens on a day where Sunday night, Cassie, our youngest daughter-in-law, called and asked if we could watch Anthony for a day or two.
Yeah, we had Anthony, our grandson.
Yeah, Cassie and Sean, my son, they both work 3rd shift, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And so I said, yeah, bring them over in the morning. So she did. We were standing here and talking and showing Anthony his new little 4-wheels that we bought him for his birthday. When Daryl called, you need to come get the van. What? Taking me to the hospital. What? Yeah. So I had Anthony for the day. That was fun. But he was good, all in all.
Well,
2 years old. He did pretty good.
All in all, yeah, absolutely. So I get into the emergency room, and they've got me. I know the emergency room there. I have a little history there, so I know the emergency room. And they had me right up front and center, which is the place to be if you're going to be in an emergency room. And what was not comprehending in my mind was they kept saying that I had a heart block. Well, it just didn't register what a heart block was. I'd never heard of it before. But that's what it is. That's when the top and the bottoms are not talking. Plus, there's 3 different levels of that. I had the most severe that there is, I guess, short of not doing anything. But what it was the bottom half of the heart continued to pump at its fail-safe 30 beats per minute, roughly. And that's pretty much, I guess, what kept me going. For how long, I don't know. It could have been like that for a couple months. And maybe was. So I would love to just urge everybody out here that you get some little Fitbit thing or some little exercise watch band or something. If you've got something going off in your face that if you glance at it and you instantly see what's normally 80, 90, 100 beats per minute showing up as 30, that's a pretty good sign something's wrong, and you need to have it professionally looked at, because this is no, crank your arm 3 different ways and
is your hand bleeding? He's asking. I don't think so.
Well, it has been.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it has been.
He's on Plavix.
Yeah, you touch me and I bleed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't even. That's nothing. I don't even worry about that stuff. Just adds color to the tables.
When he had his heart attack and had to have stents put in, they asked him, "We have a newfangled stent. Do you want to, want that one in?" Oh yeah. So little did they tell him that doing this, you will be forevermore on Plavix. Yeah. Me, on the other hand, who had a heart attack and stents put in a year later, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to have Plavix.
So anyway.
Night, JD. Thanks for stopping.
That's pretty much the sum of the trip into the hospital. Sat in the emergency room for probably, an hour?
B lady wants to know what your heart rate is now.
I don't know. Probably 80, 86.
Bandana, I would say, yeah, he does feel different with the pacemaker in. I mean, when they put him on the machine or whatever that was in the room on Monday, it went anywhere. The heart rate went from anywhere from 26 up to 32. 32 was the highest it would go. It's supposed to be between 60 and 80 range.
Yeah, 60 to 100. Yeah.
And when they took him off that one pill and put this other medicine in him, thinking that would help, Tuesday morning he was still only 30, which is when they said, "No, you need the pacemaker." He was having some trouble yesterday afternoon catching his breath, so they put him on oxygen, and today he hasn't even had that issue.
Yeah.
So it's been he cannot get close to any magnets. Want to try?
Well, I can, but
his heart will go up to 85 beats a minute.
Yeah.
And he'll know it because it's like, oh, something's wrong. And as soon as he walks away or gets that magnet away from him, it'll go back down to his normal level.
Yeah.
He cannot go through, if he goes to the airports and that, he cannot go through that machine. He will have a card and to let them know that he has to go around and have them do the handheld wand. Yeah. If he's working on a car, if it's running, he has to be 12 inches away from whatever it is you're doing. You ever try doing that when you're working on a car?
Well, you have to be very aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
With the pacemaker, and I'm sure that some other people, like old Alabama Gardner, can also share that with you.
And he's not in here. They moved him to a step down yesterday afternoon. And we weren't in there very long, and the nurse got a phone call that was transferred to the nurse's station, and they have a cell phone, so they can walk around with it. And it was Charles trying to get a hold of Daryl. Blew me away. This man, found out the hospital he was in and the phone number and called him because Charles just had his batteries replaced.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Charles called me. That was very much appreciated. And, all your well wishes were greatly appreciated. Well, let me get back to Operation Day, because the first day is pretty well gone. Mm-hmm. They put me on this medicated drip for the night, under the hopes that they could get this thing reversed, where the top and bottom of the heart would start syncing and functioning properly again. And that didn't happen. So in the in the morning, they take me back for surgery, to which I find out that I'm not being put out. I'm wide awake the whole time. So, and what makes that even a little bit stranger is the fact that not only are you awake, Sherry says I can't hear, but I have news for her.
And I know it's selective.
That's your number now. I can hear. Because what they do is they numb you with some sort of needle. This is all done right in this area here. Matter of fact, right there is where it is. Feel it. But they numb you with the needle. I'm going to say it's very much like Novocaine for a tooth extraction or something. Put in 2, 3, 4 shots, and
yes, he was awake. He doesn't remember a whole lot, but he was awake. And
they had this covered. They had, for lack of a better term, I'm going to call it a blanket, but they had it up over my face, and so I could look out to the right side. There was a nurse standing there talking with me the whole time. And I knew when I wasn't feeling the shots anymore that there was other things going on, and you could hear this sizzle, very much like a steakhouse.
That just goes, that'll send shivers up everybody's spine.
You can hear this little sizzle, and so I'm asking. I said, "So are you done with the numbing? What's going on now?" Well, what's going on now is he's using a cauterizing knife. So as it cuts through, it stops the bleeding. And so you're hearing that sizzle. I'm hearing that. Just, that's going through me. And then, of course, you also feel some sort of probing where they're shoving the wires down in to plug them into your heart. There's little, I'm going to say, bullet-shaped pieces on the ends of these wires that have like little fish hooks on them that they shove down in there and stick them in the heart. That's the best way I know how to explain it in a layman's terms. It's about the size of a .22 bullet that has little hook protrusions, so when it jams in, it sticks. And then, of course, I don't know, maybe they just let the wires kind of fly and sew them together in some loom. I don't have any idea. But they do all this, and then they take the actual device and bury it down. I thought it would be under the bone, but I feel it right here, so it's got to be, I guess it's kind of lower than the bone. But this sucker's got a 13.5-year battery on it. And of course, I'm now being monitored. Well, I will be as soon as we get it set up.
Yeah, they can monitor him from their office.
Yeah.
With this baby.
Yeah.
He has to plug it in tonight.
Yeah.
Take off the top piece.
This piece here, I just
up by his
set it here.
Yeah. So it connects to their system. He has to go in once a year, and then every 3 months they'll call him to do this.
And it checks it.
I can't wait to see the bill.
That thing checks in every night.
Yeah, so, coffee time. That's what this machine does. It does it'll sit on his nightstand on his side of the bed, and it can automatically. It has Bluetooth. Who knew?
I asked, well, do we connect the phone up to it? What are we doing here?
Yeah. No, he's not in any pain, Amy. He is rotten as ever. More so.
So anyway,
he's not allowed to. He's for 4 weeks not allowed to lift more than 10 pounds. Yeah. It said more than a gallon of milk with his left arm.
Yeah. And I'm not allowed to lift my left arm up like this. You can't be above your head.
Right. So they have a shoulder thing, like if your arm was in a cast or something, that he has to put on at night because he sleeps on his side and his arms are usually up.
I usually put it underneath my pillow and lay on my arm, and I can't.
So that's going to be interesting.
I can't do that with my left arm.
Want to know if you feel the difference?
I do. I feel more alert, and heaven knows we all need more alerts. So I'm in good standing.
Wants to know if her CPAP machine can talk to your heart monitor.
I don't have any idea, but
that doesn't sound right.
Should we try introducing them or something? I don't know.
Night, Bandana. Thank you for coming.
Does it have the defibrillator feature?
No.
I do not think that it does.
No.
I was hooked up to one of those from the time I got there until after the surgery.
He can have an MRI. Isn't that what they said? This
yes.
is the model. He can have the MRI.
This model can.
This is a brand new, state of the art.
Yeah, I got one with blue racing stripes or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, tell us the model.
No, they can't track him out of town. Now, if we go away for a weekend, he doesn't have to bring this thing. But I'm sure if it's more than like for a week or some vacation,
take it.
This has to come with us.
And I believe that it goes off of a cell single. I believe that's how it. Obviously, I don't know which carrier.
Rosalie, they did say that he can't use the microwave.
No, yes, I can use the microwave. Okay. Yeah, I can use the microwave.
Oh, heck, coffee time. I can't even pronounce or spell that.
Echocardiogram. Yes, yes, I can do that. Yes.
Yeah, I know it's a big magnet, but they said he could do it.
Yeah.
And it's strange because
you
can't go through that thing at the airport.
Here's what the magnet does. The magnet causes the pacemaker.
Are you in Sprint or Verizon?
The magnet causes the pacemaker to force the heart to beat at 85 beats per minute, period.
Bob, I like that.
So I think that's considered to be a slightly elevated heart rate. And it would be more noticeable if something had your heart beating at 100 beats per minute and it was forced down to 85. That would be more noticeable than being at 65 or 70 and being forced up to 85. But yeah, you can't be around a magnet, but it forces at 85 beats per minute. Is there anything else we need off that?
No.
So.
The WAFOG just doesn't make sense. I'd be sitting there asking doctor questions because you can do the MRI, but you can't go through the thing with the magnets. That's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it does, Kelly. It bounces off the towers. Exactly. That's what it does.
The lady wants to know who has the remote control.
It's on his side of the bed because he has the pacemaker. I wonder if it has a volume control on it.
I don't know. I just hope that it doesn't interfere with the TV.
Yeah. Man that turns up the TV when he comes to bed and he's asleep in 2 minutes. Wow.
So.
Hey, Digger.
So anyway.
I'm impressed, coffee time.
That's kind of a synopsis.
Can you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Or Mississippi? As soon as the granddaughters knew we were going back to Mississippi, the 8-year-old Kaylee, that's all she spelled.
Hi, Sherry. Glad to see you.
Hi, Sherry. And now he's allowed to go by the microwave.
Yeah, microwave's good.
So yeah,
as long as I stay out on the outside of it.
We get on the inside, we have issues. Kaylee would go home and she would spell Mississippi 24 hours if she could. And my son Sean and Cassie finally told her no more spelling Mississippi. That's it.
Well, Sherry, we have a thing. We have a thing here about turtles. I wasn't hitting the back end.
They don't know about that.
I'm going to tell them.
It wasn't my fault though.
Yeah. Yeah, just to let y'all know what a week it's been. Saturday, Sherry had the both our granddaughters in the van with her.
Thank you, food foreman.
She was coming out of the Kroger parking lot, and
thank you, Wheat Tree.
The gentleman behind her decided that she wasn't going fast enough or something, and decided she just would
Andy does
slam into the back of her.
TV's on all night long.
So our van was shortened a couple inches.
Yeah, sure was. Goodness.
So we got to get that fixed before the next trip.
When? June? July?
I think it's June at Layman's.
Yeah.
So, does anybody have any questions? Like I said, I am not a medical doctor. I can just relay to you my experience. For the most part, the experience was fine. I don't wish it upon anybody. I feel fortunate that number one, the hospital that we have here, which is not that far away, is a good quality hospital.
We've really stepped up in the last.
Your mind was foggy, so.
Yes, Carl, we will be at Layman's. Sure will.
Actually, lady, they're probably very accurate because I had to think longer on them. Yes, Carl, we'll see you at Layman's the end of June. Chris, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, I didn't catch you in here before. Angie's Pantry, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Angie. You get off the bed. Get off that knee.
So, hopefully, and I sincerely apologize that Monday night we couldn't do the live stream. Just couldn't get it together. It wouldn't let me out of the hospital long enough.
Do you do it again?
Yeah, trust me. I'm loyal. My phone has the ability. Yeah, I would certainly
no rehab. This is his rehab.
I would recommend certainly that everybody obtain some sort of device that they have their hands on almost a daily basis. That they can just glance at.
Gosh, B lady, I wonder who our guest was supposed to be on Monday night. Think we should have that guest on this coming Monday night instead? Thank you, Rosanna. Appreciate that. Really do. Yeah, it was a setup.
Michael, I'm glad you do have a good VA hospital near you.
They just built, wasn't that a year or two ago, the VA clinic?
Yeah.
Not far from us.
Yeah.
There is no Program B. We're pretty much open for the summer. We have Memorial Day is taken. August 23rd, I think, is a Monday. That's Off Grid with Doug and Stacy.
We have a number of people that have
Grandpa's
indicated
Place is going to be on again.
that have indicated that
Mother
they're going to join
Horses.
us.
Don't know a date yet. Rocky Brook.
But we've got to nail down dates.
Also, oh my, just forgot the name.
Country Girl, thank you for stopping by. Food Forest
Thank you for doing the live stream for us, Angie and Country Girl and B. We really do appreciate that.
Lou, thank you for stopping by. I haven't seen you in a while here. Not that I've noticed, anyway, but thank you for stopping. Grandma Rose's Homestead, howdy. Angie's Pantry, everybody, thank you so much for all your well wishes.
The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener has a humongous channel. and has a radio show, I think, in Wisconsin. They're going to be a guest. I just have to firm up when.
We just got to get some dates firmed up.
So if anybody's interested,
yeah, anybody
by all
have any
means,
questions?
let us know.
No questions? Anybody want to call in? I can turn the phone
Country
on.
Girl's not leaving. Maybe there is something wrong, Dawn. Yeah, I think so. I'm going out there and I'm hitting up all, even the ones we have here. You don't have to be a big channel to be a guest.
Well, Terry Trudeau, that's a two-way street. She has to listen to me too. Saw that.
So do they. Bobby Sprinkle, that's fine by us. Wildflower, send us an email, twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com, and we'll get you. We have a letter.
All right. Browncoat Homestead is asking if there's any word on the homestead he sent us. I don't think we've heard back.
No, we haven't heard back. I will try again. Thank you for reminding me. I'll go ahead. There are 2 other Big B channels that we're in contact with. Nope, they didn't tell him. They didn't tell him anything about a diet. They didn't tell him anything about exercise.
Nope.
But I discussed the diet or the healthy eating this morning, so that's why he had pizza tonight. Pepperoni, greasy. Oh, good Lord, Sherry, what we would talk about. Let's see, tea cakes, bread, wheat, your market, tea cakes. Would you have to make up some tea cakes and we send everybody a sample before we do the show, though? Probably. They should probably be sent to my house. A couple of those big boxes.
Well, so you can approve them?
Oh, I would think so. Thank you.
All right.
And I still have yet to open up that package. It's still sitting on the island, but I'll get to that tonight.
I'm trying to make no more pizza in the box. Duncan 1900. We're trying to finish that up. Okay.
Well, last week, 2 weeks ago, when the girls were with us, we made the pizza from Living on a Dime cookbook.
Yeah.
And that turned out they did pretty good with that.
It's not bad.
Did your appetite change with the pacemaker?
My appetite changed because they wouldn't let me eat.
He couldn't eat till after he got back from the surgery about 2:00 yesterday afternoon. Yeah, Teresa, tea cakes, drool. You got that right.
All right.
That's exactly it, Andy. And pizza, on that food, was it the pyramid? They used to do the food pyramid. Pizza was at the top for Daryl.
Absolutely.
Pepperoni pizza.
There's no other type.
Big quality control. See there? That's my sis right there.
That it?
That's it.
We're saying goodnight?
Homemade pizza is the best. Oh, sure. There's my sister. Oh, now he's in a special club. What club is that, Linda? It's a club that you and I aren't in. Yeah, I still think Andy needs the female touch down there and getting the land ready and when he starts to build the house.
So, do we say goodnight, Gracie? Is that how we do that?
Well, I didn't know if Linda had anything else to say or not. She just sort of came in. The toast. I'm not sure I could get Daryl interested in the cauliflower crust pizza. I enjoyed it. Oh, lizards. There we go.
Yeah, lizards popped up on the screen here.
I know. I haven't given up either. I'm a persistent witch with a capital B.
All right. Papa Truck, thank you for stopping by.
Thank
Christy
you.
Dennis, good night. Rambling Mountain Rose, Juanita
Andy,
King,
you owe me a response on Facebook.
Andy. Trust me, I'm loyal.
Ooh, bread recipe. Ship it on over.
So
I'm waiting for Country Girl's recipe. That bread looked really good.
I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off. If y'all want to chat a little bit, that's fine. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Daryl needs to.
We appreciate having you. And
he misses his bed. Thank you. Now, don't laugh at me, Andy. I'm serious. You owe me answers. Night, Linda. Oh, the Linda Reich you see there, that's my real blood sister. My old sister.
Okay, I'm pulling the curtain. Good night, everybody.
Night,
Thank you so much.
Thank you for stopping. Have a great weekend.